kuyita mu weekend eno ebaddemu ebintu bingi nekyensinze okuteekako essira olunaku lw'abakyala olwabadde olunaku lw'ejjo ng'eggwanga celebrating the Women's Day, but internationally wabaddeyo different accolades, different organizations nazo nga celebrating a Women's Day. Olunaku luno specifically lw'abakyala naye n'abaami the gentlemen are also encouraged okubeera participatory in celebrating different women. I am blessed to have a mother and two very interesting sisters. And natutobudde Joe, and I told them that I celebrate you. So abakyala abali eyo, especially abali mu informal sector, tuli mu season where the KCCA implementing a trade order. Temubeereyo ne mulowooza nti eggwanga libeerabidde, tubalowoozaako nnyo and twebaza impact mubeera nayo ku ggwanga lino. Mukoze ebintu bingi ebituleetedde ssente ng'eggwanga. Some of you pay taxes, naye taxes ezo abantu abamu tebazirabamu namakulu because of how they spend it. That is why we have potholes in the city. Nokulwaleero saagala kwogera nnyo, nina pano ey'abakyala ababiri, omu usual suspect ku program, omulala mupya, mwana muto naye alina endowooza nungi. And discussion ya leero eri ku women shaping the future, oba abakyala shaping mu Luganda ndiyite ntya, babaga future. Future eno normally batugamba the future is bright or the future is female from the different angles zetutunula mu future. Naye leero tugenda kutuula n'abakyala bano twogere ku nsonga z'abakyala, twogere ku nsonga what the future looks like for the generation of the young ladies in this country. Nja kutandika ne Honorable Margaret. Sanso okubeera naawe olunaku lwaleero.
Balamusizza balabi baffe abalungi era neebaza nga bulijjo management ya institution eno okutuwanga akaseera nga buli Monday saa 3 paka saawa 4 okubeera nga abantu ba Katonda, abaana ba Katonda batuwuliriza. Manyi waliwo enjawulo ey'abaana ba Katonda n'abantu ba Katonda. Kubeera nga tubeera mu maaso gammwe nga mutuwuliriza. Tweyanziza nnyo kama bampeera omukisa.
Mugenyi wokubiri gwe nnyina mukyala mukulembeze and mukyala serving ku National Youth Council, organization etwala abavubuka mu ggwanga. Nalina chairman waabwe I think last week. Kati olwaleero tulina secretary female affairs, mukyala akulira abavubuka naye abakyala mu ggwanga, Honorable Hillary. Tusanyusa nnyo okubeera na. How are you?
I'm okay, Calvin. I'm nsanyusa nnyo okubeera wano.
Yeah, very happy to have you.
Thank you. Thank you. I am honored to be part of this show, to come and contribute my insights, especially on a topic that is really crucial and timely as we celebrate women. It's a Women's Month. We had celebrations yesterday in Kololo, and we are happy that you get to acknowledge the young women in leadership and women at large, because I saw you celebrating us. So thank you for having me, and I'm happy to contribute my insights.
Okay. Olunaku olwaleero njagala kutandika ne Honorable. Honorable, tulina group, ngenda giyita group. Honorable Hillary ajja tu painting ekifaananyi ekinene. Tulina special interest group ey'abakyala. Balina docket mu ggwanga eya woman member of parliament, ba local council women representative okuva ku LC1 paka ku district. Tulina special interest group eri specifically designed okwempowering abakyala b'eggwanga bano oba abawala abato nga mu National Youth Council okubeera ba decision makers mu ggwanga. Gwe ng'omukyala basalawo n'oweesimbawo ku seat eri direct a member of parliament at Lubaga North. N'oleka special interest group yo nga eri gazetted for only women, a woman member of parliament. Gwe nga gwe omukyala, do you believe that zino platforms zebawadde abakyala zibagasizza as a special interest group?
Okusingira ddala njagala kwebaza president. Waliwo tutaaguringa naye waliwo kyakola nengamba ekyo I give credit. Yakola nnyo ku kintu ky'abakyala. Abakyala agezaako okutuinvolvinga mu bintu ebiri direct n'abagundi kubanga weyajjira I hear it was not very well ku bakyala. Babeeranga mu fumbiro, babeeranga mu bwa, babeeranga sijja gamba nti tutuukidde ddala wali we twagala awo mba nnimbye kubanga tukyalina ebitusika tuze emabega. Nja kuwa example, I will give you just 2 examples on that point okulaga nti tetunnabeera bulungi kubeera bulungi. Kati ekisooka abakyala bakyatutwala okubeera abawansi culturally, religiously. Leero culture your culture, it doesn't respect women. Kati ng'omukyala, there are things we do by an expectation we baatuteeka nti olina okukoma awo tolina kweyongerayo.
Honorable platforms zibagasizza oba tezibagasizza? Platform
zitugasizza.
Okay.
Naye there is still room for improvement. Kale,
tugenda ku discussion ya Women's Day. Yesterday Hillary yabadde e Kololo and I saw you giving a speech ku nsonga z'abakyala zino. Constitutional Assembly mutunula mu 1993-1995 aba members of parliament abaaliwo that time ne government ya General Yoweri Museveni, the president elect w'eggwanga, baatuula ne balowooza ne bagamba mu Constitutional Assembly ne bapushinga for enactment of the woman member of parliament slot. Wotunulira constitution yaffe providing for that seat, and the constitution is what we take. Twabadde ne theme eya scaling up investment in order to access justice ng'eggwanga. Do you think that the problem ebintu ebitawanya abakyala biri mu funa justice byokka oba we are missing the bigger picture?
Okay, see, it is hard for you to ask me in Uganda and I respond in
No, you can feel comfortable.
in English, but you allowed me to. First of all, I welcome everyone back from the celebrations that we had yesterday. And I thank the government and His Excellency, the President, for letting this happen. They were really colorful. We saw women in uniform. Some people from the background, I would hear them say, "Are those women?" And we were proud to see women in uniform doing things that men were thought of to be for men. Today's discussion about women shaping the future. I am sorry that I want to divert you a bit from the topic because women are already shaping the future.
In your perspective?
Not in my perspective. We have women driving leadership positions. We have women contributing in the economy sector. We have women as community builders, and we have women as innovators. I myself am a woman in STEM, and there are so many other women like me in leadership, in STEM, in innovations. So women are already contributing to shaping the future. So the discussion should be, is the system helping? Is the system investing enough to help this continue or to help with their potential? And that brings us back to the topic of, or our theme, our national theme, which aligns with the UN global theme of scaling up investments to accelerate justice and help the young women or women out there access justice without any hindrances.
Nze ndowooza Honorable Hillary, obubonero obwewadde nga sinambukuwa. Ogamba nti women are already shaping. We can leave the basics tugambe nti balina ebintu bye bakutteko. But impact the impact of what they are doing, eyo tujja tutuuka ku level where we shall discuss it. but as per now wetutunulira theme Ministry of Gender which it came up with celebrating abakyala mugamba mugenda ku investing mu access to justice. I saw most of the people that were honored were mostly in the justice system, empowering women to access justice. So my question was coming from there. Do you think the challenges women have are more to accessing justice, or there are actually more issues we need to address?
When you talk about challenges affecting women, they are numerous, but particularly to our theme, which is accelerating or scaling up investments to help these young women get justice. It is crucial. I'll give you an example of a young girl who has been violated or sexually harassed by a man deep down in the village and is unaware of their right to report, or even if they do not have enough resources or do not have the money to take them to the nearest court, or our culture itself lets us down by the social norms or the cultural norms around us. These are some of the things that are letting us down as women. As the government of Uganda, or as per the constitution, our policies, the acts are clear. We have these policies in place. We have acts in place. We have a gender-based violence act in place. We have computer misuse acts in place. We have different policies around violence. But the constitution and everything around it, they are there. They have been placed. But the real problem is the implementation. And when it comes to implementation, our topic about investing in the justice systems is quite crucial, because you find that whereas we do have them, that there are no there are no people trained in gender at the police stations. They do not know how to handle some cases. There are cases in Kalangala I was reading about sexual trafficking. We have an act against sexual trafficking, but we are having young women that are vendored sexually. Someone is promised a job. This is now domestic trafficking we are talking about. You have someone promised a job and taken to Kalangala, and before you know, she's now a bar attendant or a sexual, what are they called? The sexual workers, because of lack of knowledge about what is going on, because some of the implementations are not happening. We're having police officers in Kalangala saying they are rumors, but 7 months ago, there was an investigation, I think by NBS, that was pointing out, that went deep down to show that these things are actually happening. But we're having law enforcers not knowing about these things. So when you talk about investing in this justice system, it's about bringing the real people that know about the gender problems, talking about investing in the law system and following up, which all requires resources.
Twaline PRO Kampala Metropolitan Police wiki wedde, I think nga twogera ku nsonga za police natugamba nti police eina family child protection unit. Honorable Hillary agamba nti ensonga ezisinga zituuka ku bakyala naye tebafuna bwenkanya. Tuwadde example ey'omwana gwe batuusizzaako obuliisamaanya mu kyalo nga talina waddukira. Ensonga Honorable Hillary are raising zibaddewo for a long time. Tulabye Chief Justice when the annual lawyer etandika asaba funding. Tulabye Minister of Justice naye agamba sina balamuzi. Tulabye Police, Minister of Internal Affairs agamba ba police beetaaga ssente. Olunaku lwe celebrating abakyala, we expected more and better coming from leaders. Eno docket heading bwa Honorable Betty Among mukyala, ya Minister of Gender. Einamu ne State Minister of Employment mukyala. There are ladies in this department. Theme gye framing, I think it is stale. Mukutegeera kwange baalifunyeyo ensonga endala gye bateekako essira. Gwe otunulira theme eyo, does it resonate to the day-to-day issues affecting the woman in Uganda?
Waliwo issues is affecting abakyala mu Uganda. nti there is a way we are suppressed. There is a njagala kuwa example nti kati nganze mpagira chills. I'm sorry to talk about this. Mpagira chills. Kati bwengamba kati oba ntumiddeko ba Arsenal mwe bale kola bikinze mpagira Chelsea naffe tujja mu kifo kyawo kuno oba kiki. I'm judged. Labo omukazi awagira omupiira omukazi no kibanda talina kuwagira mupiira, you know. Another incident tubadde mu Bululwe.
Yes.
Nkugamba nti it has to come from down. Tubadde mu Bululu kati oyinza okugenda, I'm not saying it simi oyinza okugenda mwami wono omugamba sebo ngenda kwesimbawo n'asanyuka naga fine wesimbewo n'agenda eyo ne bamugamba ekya ne bamugamba tati omanyi omukazi wo wakana agenda mu parliament bagenze mukwana n'akomawo
obuzibu bwaffe
kati ngamba nti oba we have to start from down nti we tuba tusomesa even our partners tuvire ddala eno wansi mu baana mu partners mu upbringing.
Oyogera ku nsonga ya civic duty and the challenge you are raising is abakyala balina society issues ezibatawaanya. Naye tulina organizations, tulina civil society organizations zibaddeyo zikola bino ebintu. I am still asking.
Tuzirina ne kati tuli affected by so many things kati nga culture.
Lwaki temu empowering
kale culture angireke religious.
Lwaki temu empowering civil society organizations naye muli ku justice system which has actors buli actor vayo.
Let me finish Calvin. Bible etugamba submit. Katoga to submit, the woman is to submit, the man is to love. Kati no joy. Really you want to submit to the man. Kati omusajja akutabukidde agambe togenda. He's suffocating your dreams. Titojja genda. Kati kwegamba nobeera nga olina okubeera wansi. Olina okubeera wansi. Omusajja ajja.
Let me ask you a question.
Ask.
Theme agitegedde bulungi.
Yeah, it's give to game.
Oyogera ku kizibu ekyo. No. Theme ya Uganda ya scaling up investment to accelerate access to justice for all women and girls in Uganda. Oyogera ku warisinga ku issue eyo. Limaka. Do you think gwe wogamba nti omwami anemesezza okwesimbawo nga member of parliament oddukira mu kooti oba there are people who can help you talk to the man?
There are people who can help you talk to the man.
Kati ekibuzo kyange kiri awo lwaki temu advocatingira bano abantu abayambako mu societies ne mugamba nti sente baziwe courts?
At the end of the day it's the husband and wife. Okay, babao.
To chip in a bit on that, you see, you cannot do away with the judicial system.
Okay.
Much as you want to go on and advocate, rather talk about the civil society, those come in as voluntary, like they come to volunteer.
And they can't enforce.
And they do not enforce.
They can't.
They will not get someone and put them in prison. They could do it, but when there are cases of backlogs in prison, because there are no enough judicial officers to work on them, it will not help a victim. It will not help a young girl who has been violated get justice, immediate justice or fast justice. So hence why we need to actually invest in the judicial system. Talking about this particular theme does not erase every other action around. Next time we can talk about investing in civil society organizations. But it is crucial to know that it is important to invest or to increase the volumes of investments that are going to the judicial system. It is very important. I've given you a case of a backlog. There have been, I wrote an article, I don't know if you, I did some statistics around it, and you find that the cases are really worrying. 5% of those, about 5% reach the courts, about 5% of them do not even get to do what, to get justice given back to them. So it is important that we actually invest in the judicial system.
Okay. Modern day Uganda yaffe eya buli lunaku mukulembeze gwanga abadde apushinganya ensonga y'okuyingira middle income status, y'okuyingira money economy, ataddewo forums like the parish development model. Right now your program is running. Tubadde ne youth livelihood fund eyabavubuka, tubadde ne women empowerment programs, tubadde ne skilling programs mu ggwanga, and wotunula beneficiaries abasinga mu skilling programs zino badde bakyala. Now when we divert from the theme, discussion yaffe ey'olwaleero eri women shaping the future, Honorable Hillary ayogedde ku nsonga ya systems being unfavorable enough okulaba nti startups, okulaba nti businesses, okulaba nti ebintu abakyala tetugenda kwogera ku big investors, tutandikire ku mukyala, a common lay person. When I use man it will differ. A common lay person who wants to start a business, and oyogedde ku systems. Honorable, tutandike naawe. Olowooza nti in a women empowerment drive NRMG atandika, where we are pushing women to be more than just housewives, women to be just more in homes. Wano wetutuuse, have we invested in the system enough okumaking sure nti tufuna results from the empowerment program gye twatandika as a country?
Empowerment programs are good. It was really a good idea. But the problem is enforcing them. I don't know if you get me. The problem, it may not be enforcing, but the way they are done. Are they reaching the right people? Program must take a naye, I don't know what I want to explain will come out. Naye program must take a naye they fail along the way.
Okay. So the system has not done enough. Hillary, let's go with you. You have been in decision-making systems. You sit at the executive, which I think is about to swear in around May, and or serving them in youth things. You have interacted with different youth. You have interacted with different women. It's fortunately much representing abawala, girls. System. The NRM government has modified the system to enable women get into the economy sector or to be able to raise money. Do you believe that in the last 30 years, as this program has been running, the woman empowerment, has it done the purpose it is supposed to do 30 years down the road?
Yeah, well, before I answer that, allow me just talk about the National Youth Council in itself, because that's where I belong. And I am a beneficiary of that special interest group. So it is really nice that I talk about it. The National Youth Council is a statutory body, and it is given its mandate through the Constitution of Uganda and under the special interest groups. Now I'm a representative of the youth at the national level, but it is for all the youth. Now when we talk about other councils, say the Women's Council, now that is another special interest group that is bringing women together. The importance of these groups is to actually, for inclusivity, you're going to find that, talk about, say, members of parliament, how many youth are in parliament. They are there, but how many are there? When you talk about the women, you're going to find about 34% in parliament. That includes the women MPs and the women MP and the women that took the direct seats. There's about 34%. About 189 as per the last statistics out of 557 members of parliament. So when you look at that, it doesn't bring out the issue, the idea of equality or equity or whatever that you would want to look at, whatever way you would want to look at it. But for me, I prefer to use the gender parity word, 50-50, which I think they were advocating for mostly, but state minister was advocating for yesterday. So when you come back to the question of empowerment economically and all that, I think that our government has done well to put up programs like the Uganda.
Oyogedde ekigambo kya 34%. I hope you understand. I know you understand statistics very well.
Yeah.
We have 34% of members of parliament being women.
Yes.
Mu ndowooza oyogedde n'ogamba nti idea has to be 50-50. Then ekibuuzo kyange kijja nti if the idea was 50-50, why not remove the woman member of parliament seats and tell the women to go directly and run for members of parliament?
Because we are not yet there. How many direct member of parliaments are women?
How many stand?
That is what I'm coming back to. The reason why we have affirmative action, it is for inclusion. And that's why we get to have this number of women in parliament. And we have about 45% in cabinet. These are appointed seats, yeah? And we thank the president for that we have a vice president, the prime minister, the speaker as women in those positions of power. This is inspiring to us now that are coming up. But I will tell you that I was having conversations around with some of the members of parliament, and they were telling me how some of the women in parliament don't even get their salary. At the end of the month, it is zero on their account. Why? Because the man is in charge of the finances.
Okay,
much as they look empowered,
on
they are
point,
actually not empowered.
On that point, I will look for the spokesperson of parliament and we shall dive in there. But as per now, we keep to the discussion. I want to ask my last question when it comes to this discussion. The more I'm listening to you, ndaba political diversification. The only thing available to women is the seat on the political seat. Decision making, decision making. I don't want to say that you have a seat at the decision making table. I want to call it a political seat. Woman member of parliament, ministers.
But the decision makers, they help in policy.
I'm not sure about the decisions.
They do vote.
I don't know about the decisions, but I will call it you have a seat on the political seat. Because when we look at the woman member of parliament seat, it is more political. I have not seen vividly have the women council or the women representatives in parliament coming up as a solid group to advocate for something.
No, actually they are there, but we have gaps. Now that is what I was trying to come to when you put me to a stop.
That is my question.
Yeah.
So is it just a political move?
No.
Or we have social impact and economical impact we're putting to this empowerment system?
There is impact and positive impact having women in decision, and I will stick to decision-making seats. Why? Because a member of parliament will vote towards the passing of a bill or act, whatever. I'm not so much into the legal department, but they will vote and a policy shall be passed, or a bill, you're in legal, I don't know which one is passed, the act, the bill, that one, the bill, it will be passed because the woman has, and they've counted, and so they're in decision-making positions. And yes, they have impact. Now, there are gaps, of course, because I will ask why in cases like in districts like in Sebe, Kapchora, in sub-regions like Sebe, Kapchora and the likes, districts like Kapchora, where we are still having female genital mutilation, whereby cultural norms are letting us down, and we have women members of parliament in those seats. So ours is to tell them you need to advocate and and hold accountable people that are against those acts. Now those are the gaps we are talking about, but we are looking at programs like the Uganda Women's Entrepreneurship Program that is being championed by the Women's Council. A lot of women are gaining skills from programs around that. They are being economically empowered, and these are programs that are being championed by women. So I think having women in those positions is impactful to the community. However, we have to address the gaps. Like, for example, we were discussing earlier and we were like, why should a woman member of parliament who is holding an affirmative seat be in parliament for more than 2 terms? Yet it is affirmative. It has a positive side, it has a negative side. That possibly if she comes out of that seat, there are so many other girls that she has empowered that will go down. Because possibly she's in that capacity to empower them because of her position. But however, she should be also able to mentor someone to take up her seat in the next election.
Honorable Hilary, Honorable Margaret, Honorable Hilary nsonga yange eya social economic impact ajewazi tagizeemu naye
But I have responded.
kambuze gwe palamenti yaffe ogitegeera bulungi engeri gye balonda otulamu some sessions mpulira speaker agamba all those in favor say aye, bonna ne bagamba aye. we babeera ne important decisions, the ruling party takes them for a caucus mu State House and they agree. Sinawa kulaba involvement eri so peculiar a woman member of parliament agamba nti I am standing on issues that are predominantly either for a woman or a girl. Ate nga tugisindika ngaffe 146 women members of parliament. Ekibuuzo kyange kiri, is this a political move only or it actually benefits socially and economically the girl child?
It benefits all. It benefits all.
How?
Politically, of course, you have leaders, women leaders who are leading, which is very good. Also, publicly, they are played waliwo endala nga mu health tulina abantu ab'amaanyi
Abo basomye,
badana twine
they're educated. You don't need to
mu
empower
education ne minisita waffe mukyale kwegamba it helps all of us, kiyamba wonna. Education, you educate a woman, you educate a nation. You educate a woman ngo omaze mu health, mbadde nkuwa example kyaba dokita batwina abandi bonna mu olaba nti leadership, we are there with leadership. Olaba nti tugezaako okukola ki okuyingira ate n'aba girl child.
Okay.
They come in.
Let me rephrase the question to Honorable Harry. Tuina International Women's Day, yeah, the global theme, eri give to gain. But whenever we're explaining a theme in Wagamba, this theme conveys a powerful message. When society gives women equal opportunities, respect, education, and support, the entire world gains from their progress and leadership. Kiba kitegeeza nti wetuwa abakyala equal opportunities nti wogenda bidding for certain contract, you're given the same rights like how we have in the PPDA Act. Wogenda okukola any business, they will treat you like any other studied person. Now webagamba nti give and gain. Now we want to ask to weigh the importance of the female leaders we have had in this country. We are not going to go on a personal basis who has worked, who has not worked. You as a female leader, assess for me the last 30 years of this movement of women empowerment. Has it actually brought a change into how the girl child and the woman of this country has tapped into all the possible avenues they are in this country?
Well, I am a testimony to that. I think if the Beijing Declaration was not met, I possibly could be having how many kids? Possibly I'd be digging and back in the village. I love farming, by the way, but that should not be my only position. Being in the kitchen alone, I will cook, I'll get married, I will do all that I need to do as a woman, but I will still go for the things that were so called for the men, and I will still compete favorably because of the system that has been set by the women that were there before us, and we commend them. I think my message to the women, my Women's Day message was that I'm reminded by the people that were there before us, the strong women, and now we are on to keep on the mantle. We are not going to step back. We are going to keep the mantle moving. So there is impact. There is something they have done that we should keep moving. And in the 30 years, now we are celebrating the 31st year. There is progress, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honorable, 1995 tutandika Jani, 1996 tugenda mu elections. Woman member of parliament batandika tumaze emyaka 3 mugumu kati 2026 30 years tugenda mu 31. Gwenga go tunuulira women empowerment movement eno NRM gyetandise for the last 30 years, olabira ddala nti eyambye abakyala okugenda mu ezo opportunities ze bali tebasobola kufuna before women empowerment yet.
Really twali bubi by 1995 twali bubi nga tetuwulirwa tetujja eno kugamba nti president akoze kinene naffe n'ebintu nayo bikoze kinene nnyo okulaba nti tukola ki tutuvaayo sijjagaana. There are still gaps. Ekintu kyali kinene olaba nti mukyalimu okulwana mukyalimu ngono bwaga kaluki ekyatuteeka wansi. Omukazi alina okubeera wansi, omukazi alina okufumba, omukazi omufumba balina target gye bateekako nti omukazi omufumbo takola kino takola kino takola kino takola kiri. Bikyalimu naye there is something we are moving, we are on it, we will move.
Twogera ku systems, there have been systems in place that have been modified for women. But to the PPD Act that promotes equality, when we look at the articles of the Constitution that are promoting fairness and equality rights of women, government yakoze legislation in place. Honorable Hillary agamba issue ya implementation yabuzeeyo. Government mweno season gyetuyingira mu kuba tugenda mu new term of office for leaders and other people. Gina myaka 5. What are the things government needs to look at to address some of the issues maybe affecting abakyala so that they can actually attain more than what they have done in the last 30 years?
Systems are in place. Ekikulu ky'okukola ky'okuzeyongeramu amaanyi. Ate naffe abakyala naffe tweyongeremu amaanyi, tuddeyo tusome, tweyongere, tufune awareness. Naffe abakyala to embracing a digital naye nga systems are in place. If only we can ride on those, we can, I think, move on.
Hillary, the next 5 years are going to be new term of office. Even for you yourself, you're entering into a docket of Secretary for Female Affairs. What are the things that you feel government needs to put on more effort to make sure that the women and children of this country actually achieve what they're supposed to achieve?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that question. And much as you don't want me to talk about investment in these things, one of the things that the government really has to is to adhere to the theme that we were celebrating, that was commemorating the International Women's Day, investing in the judicial system for young women to access justice very fast. And also implementations of these policies. We have a very good framework of policies, really, from the child health policies, the policies around teenage pregnancies and early child marriages, and all that. But when you look through the number of young girls or children getting married, it is overwhelming. Now, I'm going to speak in the capacity of the Secretary for the Female Youth at the National Youth Council. We have structures right from the village level, right up to the national level. Those are vibrant young people that are ready to work. When you go to the Women's Council, we are having structures right from the villages to the national level. And these are structures that are ready to work. We have different civil society organizations, NGOs. We have currently also working, I'm on part of the team, of national research team, that is doing a program around, a research program around what works for women, young women and youth in marginalized areas. And this is a group of people, funders, being funded by MasterCard. It reached out to me and requested me to look at the young people within the structures and they work with them to carry out a research, review policies around employment for the young people. And we are doing that. Where I'm bringing that out is not just to the government, but to all collaborators and partners. Let us use the structures in place. You're going to find that if a project is being brought up maybe by UN Women, they put a parallel kind of team and leave the already existing structures in place to help in the implementation process. So for me, my plea or my call would be that let us use the structures. As we implement the government programs that are really nice, the policies, we are all custodians of the law, we are all custodians of justice. If you find that a young girl is being lured into an action that is not just, it is your mandate to help that girl survive. So all of us are active members, are active participants to the justice system. So what I was saying is the government or any other program or any other implementers, collaborators, let us look at these structures. Put these people to work because they are ready. Okay. We understand our people better. We understand the youth. The women understand women. The structures, people vote them into those positions. So the best we can do in the implementation is to use them to implement this program by financing them, giving them resources, because those are some of the hindrances that help, that hinder them.
Honorable, twagala kwogera ku nsonga za different stakeholders. Twogedde ku Justice Department. Tugende ku different stakeholders. Tuyina Uganda Police, still it's under justice, naye tugijeyo. Then tuyina cultural institutions where oyogedde ku nsonga za culture and cultural norms. Honorable Hillary oyogedde ku female genital mutilation ekyali mu Sebeya Abuja, some parts. What should government do or mwinga abakyala? Which more conversation should you hold with these stakeholders okulaba nti ensonga z'abakyala zino ziwulibwa ate nga zitekebwa mu nkola?
First of all, tusooke families. Tukijje wansi. Upbringing, girl child, even a boy child, because boy child abaddemu neglected somehow. Tukijje wansi ku families. Tukitwale ku marriage partners. Nabo bakitegeere nti we have dreams. Twina dreams ez'okugira, ez'okufulfilling, twina ki. Then tukiteeke ku waggulu kuki kubana ku kyogambye police. Cultural institutions tufune okusomesebwa okwa culture. Naye culture yo, there are cultures which are very rigid, by the way. Cultures, it's very rigid. N'olaba nti up to now akugamba omukyala takola kino. Akugamba nti omukyala ebyo tabigendamu. And you really feel, but why? Wait a bit.
Honorable Hillary, we are closing. I want to ask you and Honorable one question. I think I'll do two. The first one will be general, then the last one will be... yeah, both of them will be general. Do you think special interest groups are still important?
Yes, they are. Very important.
Right now, is the women, should they still be special interest group?
Yes, they are.
Don't you think that is marginalizing them?
They are a marginalized group.
Honorable. Abakyala balina okubeera akabondo akali very vulnerable.
We are weaker sex, eh? Just as we have been talking, we are not yet there. We are fighting to be there.
Mpulira mu abakyala musazeewo okwefuula weaker sex, but
we are not. I beg to differ. We are not a weaker sex.
Yes.
But
so where is the vulnerability?
The vulnerability is that the systems that we grow up in, or the environments that we grow up in, perceive women as weak.
So.
And they perceive men to be the decision makers beyond just a family. Because I believe when it comes to the unit of a family, yes, it is important to let the man be ahead, but not also to mislead you. You should be able to guide, and that's why God makes it clear that a woman comes in to help. Let me make the point. The point is that much as you people think that women are not a specialized interest group,
Yes.
we're having 51% of the population being women.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the tables of decision making, how many women are there?
Yet you have
And when you are at a
of
table,
you in
yes,
Parliament.
but, and 76 being the other gender.
34 can't
So
speak
when it
for
comes, no, they can, but how much power do they possess? So we need to advance gender parity, 50-50.
Okay, Honorable Hillary yagamba mukyali marginalized nze sikiwagira kuba I have seen women do what men can do and do it better.
But at what percentage?
My last question to both of you. Do we still need women councils, women members of parliament in the present day generation?
Yes, we do.
Oh yes.
We do, because if we take them away, we are going back to 30 years before.
Isn't
the
it giving you a chance to actually now do much more better than just giving you a small portion?
And women are doing better, by the way. From the president's words, he says that women that are handling in the offices he has appointed them to, they are doing much better than the men. And that shows that they should be given more opportunity. Me, I'm not saying women should be better than men or should be put at a position where they're better than. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it should be 50-50.
Kale, ababadde batulaba ku DreamTV ne ku Doxa TV abadde batuuza ku Impact FM abakyala bembadde nabo balina endowooza nti special interest groups oba ebibiina ebitwala abakyala, women member of parliament, women councils, bikyagasa nnyo abakyala b'eggwanga lino. Simanyi mwoba mulowooza ki, naye tusikana olunaku olw'enkya. Musule bulungi mwerawo.